toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
My New Year's resolution was to change the opening of the show, but I got nothing. Well. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza.
I totally missed it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's all right. It's all good.
Let's start this one over. Hold on. Let me hit the well button again.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And I'll say this because this is probably the last time you can get away with saying it, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hope your holidays were good. It's mid-January now, so we're already waist deep in what promises to be an even more awful year than last year was.
Only a couple more weeks before everyone goes, this year sucks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm already silk screening the Dumpster Fire 2026 T-shirts, and I'll be selling those online, so you can look for that. Welcome. We're going to talk today about a couple of things that are kind of like juxtaposed, I think. We're going to talk about the best breweries in the country, but we're also going to talk about what I keep reading about, and friends of mine that know that I'm into this kind of stuff keep sending me these articles about how drinking both beer and spirits is on the decline. It's going out of fashion. It's no longer fashionable. So we're going to talk a little bit about what is happening in the world of spirits.
I don't know if that's
and
what
beers.
I saw over the holidays or on New Year's.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that that's what I saw then.
I'm not sure that it's happening. It definitely is happening in terms of sales, because you can see sales have tapered off on a lot of alcoholic products, and that's what we talk about here on the show. Quite a bit. So it makes me wonder if our audience is shrinking.
Or just still recovering from their COVID hangover.
Probably that. But in any case, cigars are healthier than ever. Well, I'm not saying they're healthy. I'm just saying the cigar industry is booming.
I love the way you phrase that, though.
Yeah, it works for me. So we'll talk about cigars, we'll talk about spirits and beers, and we'll talk about some specific beers on today's show. From Falls Church, Virginia, I brought this back from going to see Adam and Brianna and the little man, AJ, over the holidays. I brought back the Falls Church, Virginia brewery called Settle Down Easy Brewing Company. I like that name. We'll be doing their dry hopped Kolsch on the show today and checking that out.
That sounds awesome.
From right here in our hometown of Houston, Texas, and Frosttown Brewing, we'll be enjoying their Superbloom West Coast IPA.
I like Frosttown. That's a cool spot.
I say we're enjoying it. We'll enjoy it. We'll find out, because I haven't tasted it before.
I haven't tried that one either.
From Brooklyn, New York, and Grimm Artisanal Ales.
Is Brooklyn in the house?
We'll be trying their Cinnamon Babka. It is an Imperial milk stout with cinnamon.
Nice.
So that'll be good. And Ian's brought our whiskey today. It's from Bardstown Bourbon Company. It is the single barrel VIP Allocation #1, a straight rye whiskey from Bardstown, Kentucky. How did you manage to land this? Because I understand this is a bit on the rare
one
side.
of the large liquor stores and chains here in Texas. And as a matter of fact, in Houston and most of the Texas cities, Specs rivals Total Wine.
Yeah, for sure.
They put out an allocated. They have a day where they put out all the allocated bottles and new stuff coming out every year. And I'm not one that goes and stands in line, because they start, people will get in line a day or two.
I saw that someone, I read an article, and I want to say someone had gotten in line. I don't know how many days, but it was up to a week. There was several days that they got in line, because that was their Christmas present to their uncle, was to go be first in line so that their uncle could just come up and get the stuff that was.
Yeah, so
used to be, it would be concert tickets you would stand in line for.
Yeah.
And then Live Nation came along, and they took away that great pain of having to wait in line so you could be and they they did
but at least the prices are crazy expensive.
I was going to say they did it by quintupling prices, so I think that's worth it, don't you?
Mandatory convenience charges are the best.
Yes,
they are. This is not convenient at all. What are you talking?
Not only
why are you charging me $11?
There's also the handling the convenience charge.
Oh yeah, that's
You're only getting charged $11.
So, but I do have a friend of mine who went and got in line.
Shows.
This is no joke. He went and got in line at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
The night before the allocation drop happened, right? And he was only about 2 blocks away. He was by the Wells Fargo. If you're familiar with the area, he was down by the Wells Fargo is where he got in line.
Wow.
He had to wait about 3 hours for his wife to wake up to call her and say, "Can you bring me another jacket? It's so cold out here."
So these
I just want to say
friends,
thank you, Clancy.
These
by the
are
way.
kind of the kind of friends to have. That's,
Right, and
that's
so
excellent.
and so he goes, I only have so much budget, so tell me what you're interested in, and I'll see what I can get. So he ended up with, some of the nice allocated stuff. He got the Weller Antique and the Weller Foolproof, and and a few other things that he was really looking for. He got me a bottle of Blanton's Gold, which is really nice. I mean, I don't have that at the house. Never mind, don't come by.
But I was going to say, show's over in about 2 hours, so I'll be there in 2 hours and 15 minutes.
We know what's on next
But
week's
he picked up 3 bottles for me. One was Eagle Rare, and I gave that to my brother as a Christmas present. He was very happy with that. One was the Blanton Gold, which my wife immediately dug into when we got to the house.
Of course, yes.
And then the third one was this Bardstown, and I love everything Bardstown. They make such great whiskey, but this is the rye allocated VIP allocated rye.
Very exciting.
And I was very excited about that. Now I didn't know if this would be sold out on the first day or not. Apparently, it sold out on the second day, but I'm still glad to have a bottle.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're excited
I've
that
never
you do.
tried a Bardstown rye. I don't believe
Bardstown.
You'll be
so
trying
good.
one
I've tried
today, Terry.
Bardstown, but
You'll
yeah,
be
old
trying one
Bardstown,
today.
yeah, but yeah.
I stood in line for about 38 seconds to pick up the beverage of mystery that we're going to be trying today. So we'll see how this one goes. As Ian said when I brought the cups in a moment ago, it looks like Yoo-hoo, or maybe it was Terry that said that.
This straight up. Are we talking about it now?
Yes, let's
this
do it.
Straight up smells like vodka and chocolate milk.
The beverage of mystery.
So Beverage Mystery is where one of us brings a beverage in. We try it kind of sight unseen. The only person who knows what it is the person what brung it. Today that is me, and Ian has already described this on the nose.
I'm telling you what it is.
As
It's
vodka and chocolate milk.
Well, does this seem similar to one of those buzz balls that we had, the chocolate buzz balls?
Does
maybe
resemble that
That's
a
kinda
little
what
bit,
I'm
yeah,
thinking,
in the
like-
cup. So
Vodka and
Does it
chocolate
have a
milk,
little
right?
peppermint or
it's
mint
got
in it?
some mint in there for sure.
Gotta have some peppermint.
Like
It's-
those super sweet round peppermint candies that your grandma used to have.
Yeah, exactly. You got the Andy. It smells like an Andy's candy with vodka.
What are the little after dinner mints?
That's it,
that would
Andy's
kinda-
candies, the little-
No, the ones that would the ones that were like a little rectangle and it would kind of melt in your mouth. It wasn't chocolate.
Oh,
This
I
is-
don't know. Yeah.
Have you tasted this yet?
I have not, but it smells like, vodka and chocolate milk.
You mentioned that, yeah.
I mostly smell and after the Christmas holiday season, you really smell because everything was chocolate peppermint. Everything was
It kind of tastes like vodka and chocolate milk with with the mint in it, with the Andy's candies you talked about.
Yeah, it does. It tastes like an Andy's candies with vodka.
Are Andy's candies, are those the one that had like a sort of a softer center that was...
They're the ones that when you go to a
It's a
restaurant, you
sandwich.
come out, they look like the top is chocolate and the bottom is kind of a green mint color, and they have the little rectangle, small
And
little
the green wrapper.
Yeah,
What do you think of
green
this?
wrapper.
I just took one sip and my initial reaction was not good.
Yeah.
However, I'm going for him for 2. We're going to see what happens.
It wasn't made with like the most wonderful vodka.
It's not
I
getting
hope
better.
it's not a vodka company's thing that I just said that about.
It's not getting better. This is more like when you add vodka to this. This might not even come in a plastic bottle.
This makes me think of an Andy's candy that your grandma gave you that was at the bottom of her purse and was unwrapped. That's kind of what it makes me think
It's
of.
picked up some extra flavor.
It's got some
one of those.
purslint.
It's got one of those star mints stuck to it.
It's not. Yeah. It might be good in coffee. Whatever it is, it could be good in coffee.
Well,
It's not horrible, but
it's-
I couldn't drink more than
it's
this
not,
cup.
It's not the worst we've had.
You know what?
yeah.
When I was on that cruise a few months back, one of the drinks I ordered just in the morning for fun because I never do this is I got a coffee and I just had them put Jameson in it.
Was that better than this?
It was better than this.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And it wasn't that great.
Any,
Like you need a little something else. You need a little You need a little of the Baileys or something like that. But
Do you have any questions for me?
So my question is this. Is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
Today it's a beverage of mystery because if I was happy to be here and it was this shape, I would be worried. So this is a chocolate mint Slamsies, which I guess is their attempt to kind of be like the Buzzballs a little bit.
Except it wants you to drink it faster.
Yeah, it is a holiday drink, chocolate mint called Elf Fuel.
Elf Fuel.
Yeah, and I saved the tear apart part.
Now, how much?
It says flavor for your face, and Terry, I don't know.
Flavor for your face.
I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not. I don't know if you can zoom in at all, but there's like a stick figure drawing of a drunk guy on here. It's like,
see that?
While he's fixing that, I'll show you.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's stick figure drawing of a drunk guy, and it says flavor for your face.
Dude,
There it is.
There you go, Terry.
How long do you think they went around the boardroom with that slogan? They didn't spend a lot of time. Someone walked in and said, flavor for your face. Okay, we go lunch, guys. That's a wrap.
Flavor for your face.
Well, here's the thing. Everything about that to me means that you are supposed to drink it as fast as you can. That is intended for college people that are trying to drink
here's another
as fast as
here's
they
another
can.
indication that
Drink it now, taste it later.
Yeah.
Here's another indication that it is for college people. It's 15% ABV.
Well, that was going to be my question. It's actually not a very big container, so it had to be at least a high.
Right,
I mean, I would expect it to be. Now, is that too high to be sold, or you could sell that probably in the grocery stores, right?
I bought it in specs.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and I'll tell you why, because this says the list of ingredients is
Is it actually liquor?
it says grape wine with real cream, natural flavors, and caramel color.
So that would explain
there's no
the
vodka,
part.
but
not
there's no
tasting
vodka
like
in
that.
it. Yeah, there's no vodka in it. Well, that is.
I mean, if your grape wine smells like vodka, you might have a problem.
Yeah, but you know how much? Here's
You
the thing.
might be doing this wrong.
How much can you distill the grape wine? You might be able to distill it all the way down to vodka and then just keep it at 15% and say it's grape
possible.
wine.
I mean,
possible.
so this is one of those commercial wines that's made for drinks.
Right.
Like when you go to places like, the places that have the margaritas to go here and
and
like
that
Taco
are wine
Cabana
based.
type
or you go to
stuff.
Taco Cabana.
Yeah.
And so places that don't have a liquor license, they can buy this wine and make their mixed drinks and stuff with it.
Yeah,
They just have the beer and-
And it's not the kind of wine you want to pour in a glass and have with your trout or whatever.
So Market Bar, which I call MKT, but it's downstairs in my building, and they have a beer and wine license, but not a hard alcohol license, and so all of their cocktails are wine based, and some of them are pretty good. Some of them not so much. Like it really
Man,
depends.
I've had some
you know?
margaritas made out of that stuff that are so horrific.
Yeah.
Like you will definitely go deaf in one eye after taking a sip, because you're gonna do that squint. You're gonna take a sip and you're gonna do that one eye squint that you can't undo.
I think that's what the guy is doing right here. Is that one eye squint? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so that portends the future, is what it is.
That's right. It's the one eye squint, but he's also got the tongue kind of lolling out over there. So I'm pretty sure he's
making that look fun. I've woken up in the morning feeling like that.
I have too, and it was only yesterday. All right, we have to take a break, and we will return. We got a lot to cover, including our drunken fact. We have our drinking news. We'll give you the teaser for that, and we'll find out what Ian had to smoke this week. Coming up next, it is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back, my friends. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We are thrilled to be here on show number 466. We're going to talk about the best breweries in the country, and we're going to get to some stuff that we didn't finish last show. But first of all, our teasers for a couple of things coming up. In just a few moments, we will bring you the Drunken Fact, which is a good fact to share at drunken parties, even though the holidays are behind us. There'll be, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, all coming up soon. You can
There's
use
always
this.
a good reason, yes.
You can use this to sound knowledgeable and drop some knowledge bombs while you're at that party. So we'll give you that fact in just a few moments. Our teaser headline for the Drunken Fact is how to make your coffee even more of a pick-me-up. And our teaser headline for the most popular segment of the program is something we call Drinking News. We do it in the second hour of the show. Our Drinking News teaser headline for today's program is why you shouldn't sit right by the aisle in church. So we'll get to all of that coming up. That's a pretty good teaser.
That's a pretty good teaser. Like, I'm curious now.
Pretty good teaser, yeah. So your coffee thing, not so much. But we'll get to that.
That's almost like as extreme as the nightly news teasers. Water. Is too much of it bad for you?
Yeah. The best.
Keep your kids safe now.
That's right. That's right.
Something in your house could kill you right now. Yeah. Tune in at 10 o'clock to find out what it is.
Your child will have a sex change at school and die on the way home. Story at 11. They are pretty ridiculous. But speaking of ridiculous, do you have a chance to smoke anything interesting or ridiculous over your little break here, Ian?
Well, sir. Speaking of ridiculous, I darn sure did.
Okay, I'm anxious to hear about it.
Me and a buddy of mine stopped by CI actually. I was out and about in the middle of nowhere where CI is.
Yeah, that's where they locate generally.
It's pretty far away from me anyway. It's not in the middle of nowhere.
Have you seen any water or signs of an oasis? No, but there's a Cigars International up ahead on the right. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They are quite outside of the Houston, but not outside the Houston areas. That's
South
large.
Dallas is what I like.
So I was kicking around, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy AJ Fernandez.
Somewhere it seems like he's been mentioned on the program before. I'm not sure.
There's a line of cigars that he blended called Ave Maria.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And
this was an early line that was available on Cigars International online.
Yes,
I know that. Yeah.
And they're actually pretty good if you've ever had them. I've had not all, but most of the flavors. But they had one called a Dark Night, and this thing comes in a little coffin. You can see it in the picture right over here.
Nice, yeah.
If you're watching the video, it comes in a little coffin, and you open it up, or like you're opening a crypt, right? And the way the box, by the way, is very cleverly made, so that when you open the top, it lifts the cigar out, like kind of like Nosferatu.
Like it's rising from the coffin. I love it. I love it.
It was pretty brilliant. But anyway, so what a beautiful cigar, though. I mean, this is a Nicaraguan Puro. Rich dark Maduro wrapper, box press with some veins, leathery and oily to the touch, medium firmness overall. Although when I picked it up out of the box, it felt a little light. You know how like sometimes you pick up a cigar and it's got kind of a weighty feel?
Got some heft to it, yeah.
Sometimes you pick up one you don't even think about. This one felt a little light to me.
Interesting.
It's very strange. Not that matters one way or the other, but it did. Let's see. It had it had the classic Ave Maria band and a secondary Dark Night band underneath it, okay? And this covered about half the cigar.
Yeah.
So the pre-light sniff, earthy and fresh cut wood, mocha at the foot. Pre-light draw, I used a clip, effortless draw. Sweet and creamy with earth, strong leather on the lips. And I was a little worried because the effortless draw on a really light cigar, I was thinking this one's going to smoke fast. The initial light, Nicaraguan pepper blast.
Really? Wow.
Yes, with notes of Nicaraguan pepper blast.
It's good to know it was
and
consistent.
An undertone of Nicaraguan pepper blast.
Wow.
Leather.
I'm guessing that on the retrohale you got a bit of a Nicaraguan pepper blast.
It made my eyes water just a little bit.
Wow.
So the retrohale was peppery and woody with a Nicaraguan pepper blast. Solid ash, perfect burn the first third of this. Proposed pairing on this, I got to say, a Bach or a Porter, you got to have something sweet to balance the
sort of intensity of it, yeah.
The pepperiness of this. It was pretty intense. It was pretty big. I forgot to give you the whole first third of this, by the way. We'll get to that in a minute. So I was drinking a Shiner Bock with it.
Okay.
Spicy pepper and woody notes provide the foundation for intense mocha and leather tones. Tangy leather on the lips. Retrohale is peppery and woody. Solid ash, perfect burn. Second third of this, I peeled the secondary band and it tore the wrapper.
Oh, I hate that.
Like bad.
Hate when that
happens. We'll see the effect. We'll see what effect it has on the burn. No leak, burning through like a champ. Retrohale's peppery and woody. Solid ash, good burn. The last third of this, I peeled the primary label, tore the wrapper.
Oh no, twice.
Smoked through it again with no issues. Supremely peppery and spicy Boca and Leather Retro Hail is peppery and woody solid ash good burn at $15. Mm-hmm. You get a 3.5, my friend.
So 3.5.
I shouldn't have
meaning,
to tear the wrapper on this
yeah,
thing. At $15.
If that hadn't happened both times, would you have given it a significantly higher score?
It would have got another point to point and a half. Okay. It was a good cigar.
It didn't, but it didn't live up to the $15 price.
Not when I'm having to worry about ripping a wrapper and stuff like that. It was really, really annoying.
I understand that. That's one of my, my number one pet peeve with cigars is when they don't draw and you got to, work with them forever. My number two is when you rip the wrapper with the band.
And I was especially careful on the second one.
Yeah. And
I got pictures of both of them though. Right. You'll see it here.
Well, AJ's not infallible. He's not. He's not Superman. He's more like the Batman.
He's not the man standing there rolling them either.
He's more like the Batman of cigars. He's got a troubled childhood that contributes to the occasional torn wrapper. Is what I'm thinking. So, all right, we got to take a break. I'll tell you about my cigar this last week coming up, and a little bit of a surprise for Ian, which I'm excited about. And I'll tell you about. We never finished something in the last show, so I'll get to that, and we'll wrap it up here. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We're going to be tasting some more craft beer here in a moment. Ian told you about his cigar. I'll tell you about mine in just a moment. But first, it's time for the Drunken Fact. So, Terry, if you would do the announcing honors for us, and we'll get right to it here.
And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
By the way, that reverb that Terry uses on his voice during that's called Empty Gymnasium. That's the name of it. That's the name of it. You ever walk into the gym, you're the only one there, and you dribble a basketball, and it sounds like, it's great.
I gotta say, my rhythm for the show is off since we haven't done
we took a little break. We recorded some shows in advance and took a little break, yeah.
I totally just opened this beer as if I was just going to drink it myself. I didn't do it on the microphone.
And this is unusual because...
Well, I'm just in the rhythm of, instead of sharing my beer, I'm drinking it myself.
That's what I'm saying. The Drunken Fact is where we bring you a fact that we believe to be true, and we know this because we have sourced it on the most reliable of all sources, which is the internet.
Right.
And, but these are ostensibly true facts, and they make you sound...
And no one would ever cheat on a game
show.
Make
you... No, of course not. And they make you sound pretty darn intelligent in your next party, especially if people have been drinking and you lay out one of these truth bombs on them and they'll go, that guy knows stuff. Man. So here's the drinking fact for today. Have you ever wondered why McDonald's uses those goofy stirring sticks for your coffee? It's because the fast food giant used to have stirring spoons for their coffee, until people began using them to snort cocaine.
Wow.
Apparently there were these little spoons that were just,
Because it just had a little tiny spoon at the end.
Yeah, just and was just nostril sized, and people were.
But you had to have, but they had a huge stick on it, so you're like, what is going on there?
I would love though to have been in that corporate meeting, sir, Mr. Corporate President. We have a problem.
Well, who cares what they're using them for?
So, Terry, I think that's worthy of one more fanfare.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely definitely a fan.
All right, very good.
Dude, that is appropriation right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Wow.
Totally. All right. Well,
then they had to go to those crappy straws that you get with an icy that have the spoonish thing on the end.
They didn't stop using $100 bills.
That's right. If you ever get a $100 bill, like if you're getting some cash at the bank or whatever, and you get 100, do you ever look at it to see if it has any residue on it?
This one's kind of curling around the edges.
Yeah. So I went to the ATM in Miami, and I could swear every one of the $100 bills.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, signed Tony Montana.
That's right. Well, thank you for joining us for show number 466. I want to tell you about my cigar that I smoked this week. It was the Drew Estate Metallica Blackened M81 Toro. Now, I've reviewed a different size of the blackened cigar before on this show, but that was a couple of years ago. So I thought, I would smoke the Toro for today's show for a couple of reasons. One is to see how the brand was holding up, because sometimes cigars will debut and they're really, really good, but over time, I don't know, maybe they just use
Quality
cheaper tobacco
control or
quality control. Yeah, and so the quality deteriorates a little bit. So I wanted to see how this one, with Metallica's name on it, by the way, was holding up. Now, the last time I reviewed a Metallica cigar, I got a little caught up in trying to fit the names of as many Metallica songs into the segment as I possibly could. And that was fun. But I'm not going to do that this time because, I'm only going to reference one. And it's maybe the best song, arguably the best song in the entire Metallica catalog, and that's Master of Puppets.
This is a beastly song, yes.
I identify with this song, as I consider myself, if not a puppet master, at least a puppet enthusiast. And so it is with that background that I introduce you to Cruz Jr., or Little Cruz. I like Little Cruz better. My very own Hawaiian shirt-wearing puppet. It was a gift from my wife this Christmas. Yeah. Move towards me a little bit, Terry. There you go. Perfect. It's perfectly in the shot.
I can't tell which one of you is which.
Now, Cruz Jr., or Little Cruz, as I call him, he loves Drew Estate cigars, even though it looks like he's smoking a Padron at the moment. Doesn't that look like?
That looks very Padron-like.
Yeah. But in his honor, I'm going to give you a quick review of the Metallica blackened M81 Maduro Toro. So here we go. And before this, by the way, I just want you to see his shoes. Those are exactly like my shoes. Like, they're amazing. This is like the most amazing gift ever. And I appreciate.
It's got the shirt.
I appreciate.
The
Terry.
only thing that would have made this better is if you were wearing your shirt that looks like that.
Yeah, that one's in the wash, so I wasn't able to do that this week. So I will mention that I took Terry aside before the show started and told him, I'm going to need you to do this with the puppet. And he was like, yeah, okay, no problem. I can do anything. And I said, now you kind of have to do this. You kind of have to pull his pants down and put your hand up his butt. And that was when Terry threatened to quit. So Terry, thank you. That's awesome. So Drew Estate.
It's a good thing he found the puppet.
Metallica blackened M81 Maduro Toro. Yes, it is. This cigar was the vision and creation of Jonathan Drew, James Hetfield of Metallica, and Rob Dietrich, who is the master distiller of Metallica's blackened American whiskey, who replaced the late and dearly departed
Dave Pickerel.
Dave Pickerel, who started the whole thing. The name M81 stands for Metallica. I just can't even look at this puppet, seriously. I really can't. He's even got the little tuft of goatee hair there. The name M81 stands for Metallica 1981. That's the year Metallica was formed. The wrapper is San Andres, the binder's Connecticut broadleaf, and the filler is a combination of Nicaraguan tobacco and Pennsylvania broadleaf. I can't help it. It's just funny. Puppets are funny. It all rolled at the Drew Estate factory in Nicaragua. Pre-light cocoa, earth, and leather with a hint of pepper. First puffs, a Nicaraguan pepper blast of epic proportions.
Yes.
First third, the cocoa, the earth, and oh my God, the pepper. The cigar starts out full-bodied, and spoiler alert, it stays that way. Second third, a woody cedar note worked its way into the profile. The cocoa became more of a creamy chocolate, and the pepper continued to remind me that it was boss in this cigar. Final third, the chocolate became mocha and slowly wove a black coffee note into the flavor profile. I also picked up nutmeg and cinnamon in small doses and maybe even a bit of saffron. Yum, yum, yum. In summary, because even Little Cruz would agree with me that the best puppet shows are shorter and not too long and drawn out. The Drew Estate Metallica Blackened M81 Toro is a Maduro lover's dream, but it hits hard from the beginning, and it stays that way. If you've read reviews online that peg it as medium-bodied, I'm going to steal a tactic from the president and just call that fake news. It is not medium-bodied. It was a full-bodied fever dream, and the construction, draw, and burn were nearly perfect. Suggested pairing, if you have some, go with Metallica's Blackened Whiskey. You cannot go wrong there. The Drew Estate Metallica Blackened M81
like they
Toro.
were made for each other.
This is a $10 to $11 cigar, and as long as you like them strong, I believe it outsmokes most $15 to $20 sticks. So if you've got a substantial dinner that you've just finished, sit back and light this one up, put on St. Anger, and enjoy. Okay, obviously I'm kidding. Put on And Justice for All. Now you're smoking. Price to quality at $10 to $11. A 6.5. Little Cruz says, smoke them if you got them.
Little Cruz is shaking a little bit, so either he's had a pretty strong cigar or your arm's getting tired.
Well, this is a...
I have a newfound respect for Jim Henson and Frank Oz.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They let us sit there with their hands up this long? Wow.
Yeah.
For the whole 2 hours of the Muppet movie?
Terry, our producer, ladies and gentlemen. Terry, stand up and take a bow with Little Cruz. There you go, Terry. Thank you. Yeah. I showed this to Terry. He goes, "Oh, are we going to have Jeff Dunham on the show?"
Wow. I mean, I guess at least Jeff gets to set him on a...
Yeah, right. You get a little stand
Like, that's
to hold
okay
your,
if you set him on the thing. But the
I just wanna
Muppets,
say-
like, just holding him, you'd always see those pictures of them with that. Wow.
My wife is the most creative gift giver I've ever met. She is so good at coming up with something surprising and fun that you
brilliant.
actually love for a gift. So thanks, honey. You rock. So there you go. We still have time in our segment here, I think, to taste a little beer. Please do not pour any beer down the puppet's throat. You have to have a completely different
I
metaphor
thought it
for
was
that.
you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, by the way, next episode will be entitled "A Fraggle Rock's Fever Dream." And okay, so before we taste the beer, I got to ask this question: am I alone in this, or in the early seasons of Saturday Night Live, were there Muppet skits where the puppets smoked doobies and stuff?
It was.
Yes.
It was. There.
That really happened, right?
In the first season, and I don't think it went past the first season. Maybe even only halfway through the first season.
I think it was only the first.
It was like the
few
first.
episodes.
Yeah, it was the first like till Christmas type thing. The first half of the season, they did that, and Jim Henson. He famously wanted. That's why the Murder Time puppets and stuff they're doing now. That's kind of for him, but at the same
Right,
time,
right.
people don't get it. But he always thought that Muppets could be used for adult. People, adults entertaining watching as well. Not just for kids to be entertained by. So they did. They signed it with Saturday Night Live. There was just creative differences. Michael O'Donoghue, the original writer of Saturday Night Live,
brilliant, by the
thought
way.
he was writing. He didn't want to write for a bunch of
I don't
rags.
want to write for puppets.
Yeah, he didn't want to write for puppets. So the writers and they had a lot of problems with doing, and they never really got along with that. So they tried it. They
Yeah,
did. That's
love it.
exactly what they did. They tried it, and Andy Kaufman. So
So I will just tell you, this puppet is it's like revolutionary, like to be able to kind of look at yourself in that way, So, it's a thing. So we're tasting a dry hopped Kolsch. Kolsch is a word that I like to say because it just kind of feels funny rolling off
Sounds
the
fun,
tongue. Yeah. A dry hop Kolsch from Settle Down Easy Brewing Company in Falls Church, Virginia. I was up in the Virginia area visiting my little grandson and his parents. Adam, nice job you're doing. Regardless of anything else you heard me say off camera. But picked up a few interesting beers that I thought would be fun to bring on the show over the next few weeks and try. So this one's a Kolsch. It's dry hopped, which I'm not sure if I've had a dry hopped Kolsch before.
This is very. It's very dry. And it's very crispy. But it's also very German. Like they did a really nice job of.
Yeah.
it's really crushable after you do your puppet job.
I think so.
When you get home from your
I'm
puppet
almost
job,
finished with it.
Yeah. Terry was real excited about that at first until he
did it.
Yeah, until he did it. Now it's,
No, right. Wow. I mean, again, wow. I can't believe they sat there with their hands up for that. I mean, they'd sit there all day.
oh yeah, it's
Wow.
an amazing thing.
Sesame Street.
It's
Wow.
an amazing thing. Yeah.
Wow.
This is a good beer. It's crisp. It's very crushable, as Terry said, and it's just got a nice sort of like little hoppy finish.
There's a kiss of like a green apple
Oh, yeah.
in there as well. That's really, really nice.
I may have to have a little more to get that green apple
Yes,
kiss firmly entrenched in my palate. No, you're right. It's a little bit of it on the finish. And what I really like about this is that Kolsch's can sometimes, I don't know, there's sometimes be like one Kolsch tastes very much like another. To me, this one kind of stands out as having a little bit different flavor profile, but still qualifying as that sort of crisp drinking appley Kolsch.
You know, it's really nicely carbonated too.
Yeah, you can see a lot of foam.
The
there on the
carbonation
top.
adds almost a spice to it because it's a lot of carbonation, but it really comes out beautiful in this head that like laces the glass.
I love that there are so many breweries that, like I had never heard of Settle Down Easy Brewing Company
Right.
before I bought this beer. Now, obviously, I don't live in that area. I would have, but the point is, there's so many breweries like that around the country that have not had sort of national headlines and prominence, and yet you go and you try their beers, you're like, these guys have
So
got it
good.
going on. Like, they've really figured it out.
Well, some of these breweries, like the newer trend in breweries is not to like build a brewery and make it super huge and all that stuff. A lot of times, these are basically a neighborhood bar, a neighborhood pub.
Neighborhood bar that brews their own.
They
Basically.
brews their own
Yeah.
beer. Like they open their tap house, and that's what they still like. A lot of them, like there's one I go to called Under the Radar. They don't sell a ton of beer distributing it by any means at all. But I think they're on a few taps locally.
The IPA that we're going to have
and
today.
the rest of the time you got to go there and have the beer.
The IPA we're going to try here in a little bit is from Frosttown Brewing, which is a smaller
Right.
Houston area brewery.
Similar
but
situation.
they've got a real good reputation building as a place where you can get really good and really unique beers, and
Right.
that's something that as the brew pub has evolved, it feels like maybe it's just because it's winter and I'm jonesing for summertime and sitting outside at Eighth Wonder, quaffing down some beers.
I mean, it's pretty nice outside. I gotta say for winter.
Yeah, it really is. I only wore this hoodie just because I wanted to make people think I was I was living somewhere that wasn't 80 degrees this afternoon. But no, I mean,
you're not.
the point is, there's so many great. I mean, even just in a city like Houston, which obviously it's a big city, but there are so many breweries. We could try to visit one a week. We wouldn't hit them all before the end of the year. That's how many breweries are, and so many of them are really, really excellent. So if you're in the D.C., Virginia area, Falls Church, this is one you should definitely check out. The dry hopped Kolsch is an invitation to the party, I think, and I will try to visit them specifically. I got this at a Wegmans grocery store, but I will try to visit this brewery the next time I'm there. So, I'll just bring along the grandbaby. This is your future. That's what I'll say
That's
to him
right.
while we're sitting there, and he's.
You shall inherit this.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we got to take a break. We will be back. More to taste, and I'm going to tell you about some cigars that are available now, things to watch for. And we got to finish something that we started last show and we didn't finish. So I apologize for that. We'll get to that next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Very nice. Now, see, you may have missed the first one, but you more than made up for it there with excellent sound effect. Thank you.
Our first sound effect of the new year.
Welcome in, ladies and
Come
gentlemen. We are so glad to have you on Smoking and Toasting. It is a pleasure to be bringing you show number 466. And by the way, if you have any thoughts or comments on the show, questions, you can always email us. That email is st@rfcmedia.com. st@rfcmedia.com. And the reason I mention it is because we get a lot of email. Most of it's from one guy. But we get a lot of email.
I noticed you said email singularly.
Yes, that's right. Not emails, but
he
email.
has a lot to say, and it's never good.
Yeah, D. Franklin is his name, or at least that's his handle.
You're really talking about we do have a real person.
Yeah, D. Franklin, and he was very quick to email me after the last show to point out that I said we were going to reveal Cigar Aficionado's top cigars of the year. And we didn't do the top half of the list. and it was kind of like that moment on a show last year when I'm bringing on a story from my notes that I put together for the show, and Ian passes me a napkin, and on the napkin is written, "You've done those last four news items already." Sorry. So this time we not only didn't repeat them, we didn't even finish them. So I want to go to the Cigar Aficionado top cigars of 2025 list, and just to recap, because we got about halfway through this before I think we drank enough that I forgot we were doing a list. Number 25 was the Aladino 85 Aniversario Reserva Toro. Number 24 was La Aurora's Family Creed Series Fuerte Sol Robusto. That's a Sun a sun-grown wrapper. La Aroma de Cuba Robusto at 23. The Olmec Maduro Grande came in at 22. CLE's Maduro, the 50 by 5 at 21. The one-off Black Toro, that's the one with the peace sign on the band, came in at 20. The Cuban Sancho Panza Bellicoso was number 19. Oliva's Serie V Melanio, or Serie 5 Melanio Maduro Robusto, which at 18, you could have put that all the way at number 1, and I'd have been happy. The Viaje 15 plus 2.5 Anniversary Silver was number 17, and I don't think we got much past this on the list.
Okay.
So from here on, we'll do the top 16. The Gellis Family Cigars Saunter, which I've never had, was at number
I think I've seen
16. Yeah. The Davidoff Millennium Blend Series Pyramides was number 15. Terry, could you mind go ahead and cutting a check to Davidoff because we said their name on the show?
Said the name on the show.
That's right. It's kind of like saying Super Bowl, like you didn't have to pay.
Look what you just did.
This is going to be an expensive show. Aging Room's Cuatro Nicaragua Concerto Impromptu comes in at number 14. I've really been enjoying Aging Room cigars lately.
They're great.
They really are good. La Flor Dominicana 30 Years Chisel comes in at number 13, which may be even stronger than the Ave Maria that you had. The Macanudo Emissary France Churchill comes in at number 12. The Liga Privada T52 Corona Viva at number 11. And then here's the top 10. The Fierro Tego Timeless Supreme 650. So glad these guys have rescued that from
Those
these
Timeless are great
from these
cigars.
cigar-hating Nat Sherman people that used to have it. Fuente Opus X Angel Share Reserva de Chateau is number 9. And I will admit, I've kind of stopped keeping track of the Opus X's.
There's too many of them.
There's too many of them. They're all too expensive for my,
It kind of
consumption.
took the special away from it for me.
I agree.
There used
I
to be
agree.
1 or 3.
Right.
Right? And now there's like way too many. I don't even know what all they are.
The Cuban Diplomaticos Genios Exclusivo Phoenicia is number 8 on the list. I have not had that Cuban cigar. At number 7, Nasser the Goat by A.J. Fernandez, the Toro. I actually have not had a Nasser the Goat. I've seen them, but I haven't. They're a little pricey, but I'm going to have to get one. Rocky Patel's Emerald Robusto comes in at number 6.
I've had that. That's quite good.
And at number 5, a cigar I smoked a number of this last year and loved, the Trinidad Espiritu Serie number 3 Bellicoso. Now, here's the thing. I picked some of these up on sale for around like $5-6 a piece in some little sampler packs online last year. After this list came out, I went and a box of 20 is now going for like $150. Which
Full
isn't
pot, no
like
sales.
which isn't terrible, but like you aren't getting them for $5 or $6 anymore.
Right.
Is what I'm pointing out. At number 4, the Quest Array Centro Fino Sun-Grown Pyramid, number 9. Tatuaje comes in at number 3 with their Black Petite Lancero. So a Lancero at number 3. Very interesting. The Cohiba Ambar, the Cuban, comes in at number 2. I don't think they should put Cubans on this list. That should be a separate list.
I think that's one of the reasons we got distracted is we talked about like the Cuban stuff should probably be its own list.
And at number 1, the Cigar of the Year from Cigar Aficionado for 2025. I believe it is what Lil Cruz is smoking there. It's the Padron 60th Anniversary Perfecto. I'm pretty sure that's the cigar that
those are
he's
good
got.
cigars.
So, and again, that puppet was
that one's going to be hard to find now.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, people are after his already. Hey, you gonna finish that
He's
cigar?
gonna get mugged on the
check
street.
Instagram because we've already posted him.
My wife is such a great gift giver. I mentioned to her like a couple of years ago that I had this idea for a skit on the show, and it would be called Puppet Smoking Cigars. And my thought was that we'd just get like a cheap sock puppet, and that you and me would do a skit where basically the puppets come in and each has a cigar in its mouth, and I go, "What are you smoking?" "Oh, I'm smoking this." "What are you smoking?" "Oh, I'm smoking this." And then one of the puppets would tell a really bad joke, and there'd be a rim shot, and then it would be, "You've been listening to Puppets Smoking Cigars."
Man walks into a bar.
Yeah, that would be the whole bit. I mentioned this to her like a couple of years ago. She remembers this and doesn't get me a sock puppet. Oh, no, she gets me this spit and image
I love it.
thing.
I love it. It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
Speaking of amazing, we mentioned that we
I'm
were
right here.
both fans of Frosttown Brewing,
Yes.
a local Houston brewery, and I brought one of their IPAs on the show today. But it's a West Coast called Superbloom, and so I'm not sure where you come down. I know you're not the IPA guy. Where you come down on the West Coast side of things?
You know, I like beer if it's good. Mm-hmm. If it's unbalanced, if it's unnecessarily pine coney, it has to be good. This is nice. To be honest,
it's got a lot of good bitter to it, but it's not really pine coney.
To be honest, I was expecting it to have more body up front. Mm-hmm. It's more of and even weird coming in at 6.5. I expected even more body up front, but it tastes a little more sessionable.
All right, so we'll talk about this a little more when we come back to begin hour 2. Drinking News is on the way, plus we're going to taste some Bardstown Rye, a specialty bottle. That's all coming up. It is Smoking and Toasting. Didn't hear that one much. I think it was you did it on the upbeat.
Do I need to try that again?
Yeah, try that again. Ian's opening a $100 bottle of whiskey here, so there we go. That's what we were looking for.
I think we got such a small pot because there's not a lot of airspace in this.
No, there's not. And I would like to point out that when I bring a bottle in, I generally have the courtesy and the human decency to clear the neck so that we can avoid spillage.
See, I had to do this out of self-preservation.
Yeah.
My wife...
Your wife loves rye.
Loves rye.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
If I bring any kind of even reasonable rye into the house, it's in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got a very limited lifespan.
Limited shelf space. Shelf life.
Shelf life. Yes. But there's a trick if you don't open it.
Yeah.
If I say, well, I'm holding that for something,
See, then she'll leave it alone.
she will leave it alone. But now that this is open, this is the last time we will ever see this bottle.
Okay.
It'll be done by the end of the day.
So, so drink up, Terry, while you can.
Exactly.
All right, while Ian's pouring that, I just want to revisit for just a moment this IPA, the Superbloom, the West Coast style India Pale Ale from Frosttown Brewing here in our hometown of Houston. It came in at 6.5%, and this is one of those IPAs that the more I drink it, the better I like it. It's like the flavor kind of opens up as you go in a really awesome way, and it's hoppy, but it's not unbalanced. Which you mentioned you thought it was pretty balanced, Ian. And again, you're a bigger critic of IPAs than I am. I have a tendency to like most of them.
It's very pleasant. It's just
Superbloom.
not as big a body right up front as I thought it was going to be. As a West Coast IPA, it's a little more sessionable.
Yep.
However, I say sessionable is still coming at 6.5%. So, but it doesnn't drink that big.
It's
either.
got a little bit of fruitiness on the on the finish,
and
too.
I do like the finish. The finish is very pleasant.
Almost like that,
without being pine coney.
almost
dry.
like that peach, like right next to the skin, or right next to the seed, sort of a taste. It's got a little bit of bitter to it. It's good.
Did you smell this whiskey?
I have not. Now, Ian has already opened. Our whiskey that we're tasting today is a Bardstown Rye, but it's a single barrel VIP Allocation #1. What?
I think Ian has been waiting since the day he got this to try. He could not fast enough smell it and taste it. He was ready. He was ready to go.
All right, guys, listen. Hand your glasses back here. You're not going to want this. I'll take this and take care of it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's kind of like
I'll get you I'll get you a T.W. Samuels or something.
Yeah, what we got in the freezer in there?
yeah. Hey, the day will come when that cheap whiskey that's in the freezer in there, when one of us forgets to bring what we were supposed to bring, and that winds up being
gonna be
our
it.
spirit for the
We
show.
also have a couple bottles of mystery in there.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little afraid of those, actually. And I wanted to mention this, by the way. A bizarre thing happened over the holidays. Several of the cans from the Michelob Ultra 012 pack that I bought appear to be missing.
What?
Someone either got really desperate or they drank some of that T.W. Samuels out of the freezer and were too drunk to even know that what they had was...
Did we run out of water?
Apparently. So someone in our office has been drinking that.
Wow.
And maybe they only tried one and they were
I
like,
like
that's
that no one knows who it is, so they're drinking it in shame.
That's right. and well, they should. This, however, this whiskey is not in any way, shape, or form to be drunken in shame because it is really delicious.
It's coming in hot.
I just love the nose on this thing.
It's like spicy bubble gum.
And that's what rye is supposed to be, right?
It's so nice. I'm going to get a little bit of water.
Oh.
All right, yeah, let's try that because you're right.
See what happens.
This comes in hot. What's the proof on this? Wow, it comes in hot.
125.2.
Woo, baby.
Whoa.
Hold the mic. I'll be right back.
Whoa.
All right, so this is where Ian runs to get some water, and I read you guys a poem or something, or a puppet show. How about a puppet show?
We can do a puppet show.
Yeah,
you can just talk about the last episode of Stranger Things.
Yeah. Terry is our resident Stranger Things fan, and he's been going on and on about it. So.
It was good. I thought it was good, and I'll tell you why. Because they left it open for you to imagine the best, and also for them to bring a season 6 in about 10 years when all of them need a job again, and it's Return to Hawkins, the search for L.
When Millie Bobby Brown is like 40, and
They're doing.
I mean,
they've even said it themselves. I've seen in interviews like Finn Wolfhard was like, "Yeah, when we're old and fat, we'll come back and do."
If you think Millie Bobby Brown, the first season, she's like a child.
She is.
She's like
yes.
And now she's like a grown woman.
Yes, married to John Bon Jovi's son.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And by the way, I understand Richie Sambora was not allowed to come to the wedding, but that's. Did I tell you I had dinner once?
I must be missing something on that.
Richie Sambora is just persona non grata in the Bon Jovi camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a bad breakup.
Yeah.
Before that breakup, though, I don't know if I've ever told you the story. I got to have dinner once in New York City with Bon Jovi.
Wow.
And some of the people from the record company and a couple of other radio guys that was doing radio at the time.
Nice?
Super nice.
Nice.
But what was really interesting is I thought, okay, here we go. This is going to be like this dinner. I'm going to hear all these tales of rock and roll debauchery and backstage antics and all this. You know what they all wanted to do? Show me pictures of their kids. That's the only thing they were interested in. Every member of the band was showing me like baby pictures. It was great, but they could not have been nicer. By the way, I had new respect for them. I wasn't necessarily I didn't dislike them, but I wasn't necessarily a Bon Jovi fan. Yeah. But after meeting them in person, I kind of became a fan, which still doesn't excuse some of their more recent music. But that's a whole different discussion.
So.
All right, you put some water in this.
I did. So it went from a super spicy bubblegum bomb to a cinnamon bomb. Oh, you need some water.
Yeah, let's see some water. Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Oh, I think I'd like it much more with the water.
Well, dude, it comes in hot.
Up
at
the
100,
tiny bit.
It's coming in at 62.6 alcohol by volume.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I
mean, that's
Ian wants a little more of the water.
Real hot.
Yeah.
And so, out of fun, I'm going to just keep diluting it until I get past its prime.
I was going to say we do have more. So
yeah.
Well, no, just out of giggles. Like sometimes you just add water until you hit a sweet spot. I mean, it's great both times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try a little more as well, just for giggles, as you said.
That's the sweet spot.
And I bet
I'm not going past that.
Okay.
I might go past that just for exploration.
What
but I'm
happened?
drink this
What happened when you got there?
So now, it's got this sugary, like almost bread, like a beer bread kind of maltiness going on. It's got this mineral water.
Yeah, you can taste more minerality for sure.
Right, you could pull those flavors apart. It's got a cinnamon backbone. It's got bubble gum. It's
I just went back to the IPA.
I don't have it. Oh, I got my Jabberwocky over here, but that's
okay,
good.
yeah. You.
Oh yeah.
yeah. That's totally. I mean, we've talked about this in the show before. Rye whiskey and IPA are generally a very good pairing, but wow, this does things to the IPA, the Superbloom from Frosttown that really make it wonderful.
There's a something else in there, a spice that I'm not quite catching that's really interesting. Mm-hmm. Let's see what the bottle says on here.
Yeah.
It says,
It's a VIP
According
allocation.
to the Surgeon General,
Yes.
women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy.
Oh, that was the flavor I was looking for.
Bardstown Bourbon Company is the most sophisticated distillery in the country, honoring tradition while pushing the boundaries through innovation with focus on transparency, putting the science and craft in front and center for all to see. Never stand still. Mash bill 89901.
Oh, that tells me a lot.
Age 7 years.
I remember that mash bill.
62.6% alcohol by volume, 125.2 proof. Straight where I was. Boy, it is hot.
A lot of people.
The beautiful thing is this bottle will go twice as far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until my wife gets a hold of it.
Right, yeah. But, you can give her some water and see if she
Just
decides
cut
she-
it for her. Just pour the water in there.
I will say, though, a lot of people look back at the yearbook and go, oh, I remember the year of 1985 or whatever. I look back at this mash bill and go, I remember that specific mash bill. I don't really. But it's still 125.2 proof. That's a serious.
That is.
That's pretty outrageous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said this bottle was around $100. Obviously, you can't get this bottle, but I think it speaks to the overall quality of Bardstown.
This particular bottle is mine.
Right.
This
You
particular.
can't have this one.
Right.
Unless, if you want to pay me $100 for it. Maybe.
But I can't go and buy this anymore,
No.
right? Okay.
Well, once it's sold out, it's sold out. So if a place actually has it, yeah, I mean.
But this speaks
But
to the
this was on
overall
the
quality.
allocated list, and I'm sure people snapped it up. And then this was one of the most popular ones, probably just due to its outrageous proof.
Well, we've talked a bit about how the spirits industry and the beer industry does seem to be in a slowdown phase, and yet some of the better things that either of those industries have ever produced are being released right now. Like some of the whiskeys and stuff that are coming out. There's so
for
many
those
places.
of you up north, Michigan, I hear you up there. You have a few sips of this, your breath will melt the ice right off the windshield of your car. Probably from the inside. Beware.
I wonder when you say that from a company standpoint of say like Bardstown, and you're right. Maybe if there is a less overall. But that, to me, would affect more of the just general lower price, lower shelf sales, whereas, I mean, this stuff is still getting snapped up the day that it's put down. I mean, not just this, but any of the allocated stuff.
Quite a bit of stuff that's on the shelf, quite a few different juices, and they're all exceptional. Everyone I've had is exceptional.
Yes.
Well, and I just want to say, if you are celebrating Dry January and not drinking, for the entire month, and some people do, when February 1 gets here, this is what you should have. Like this will make up for your month of abstinence.
I forgot Dry January was a thing.
Yeah.
That's how much I was not celebrating.
You might look a little Peter Gabrielish on the blue cover there after your first sip. But
So I'm just telling you, between Dry January and Sober October, like they're taking all of our months away from us.
Why?
And
Who's making this crap up?
I'm against this. Yeah.
Why are they doing
wait,
this?
what
I
did
don't
you
know.
say? Dry January?
Dry
what?
January and Sober October. Those are things.
How
Like,
much do you drink in a year that you need to take a month off?
Okay,
That's
first
what
of all.
I'm first.
All right, so I'm going to go.
I
let's,
don't feel
let's,
like I
let's
need
get
to
serious
take a
for
month
just
off,
a moment.
and
okay?
I drink at work.
I have some friends of mine that don't drink anymore, and I'm a true believer that everyone has a certain amount that they can drink in their lives.
Right.
Oh, the whole bottle theory.
And
where
if
you drink that bottle up.
if you drank all of it early, you kind of broke it.
That's true. I did not drink much like in high school when my friends were going out and having like keg parties and doing. I didn't participate in much of that.
Yeah.
So I was able to sort of ramp up later in life
and drink more.
And I think I appreciate it more because back then PBR is probably all I could have afforded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now. I can occasionally splurge on a bottle of Bardstown VIP allocated number
But
one.
I mean, being a little bit responsible, you don't have to drink that much every single day.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
That's
Well-
what I'm saying. I don't drink enough on a weekly basis
I'm
that I
just
need
saying,
to take a whole month off.
Explore sobriety.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't have to do it for a month.
I'm going to explore sobriety this afternoon, and by tomorrow I'll tell you what I've learned. Yeah.
Let this wear off,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow see how it works
That's right,
out.
that's right. I'm not drinking for the rest of the day. but once the show's
But
over.
I drink 125 proof
Yeah, that's right.
whiskey for the morning.
It's not
Like I
just for
said,
breakfast anymore.
February 1st, make up for lost time, my friends, with this. All right, we got to take a break. We will be right back. Drinking news around the corner, and we got to tell you about the best breweries in the country. We'll tell you about them next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We want to find some positives in this time when it feels like, and I look at a lot of news articles and stuff on the internet, trying to get ready to find things for us to talk about and discuss and drink on the show. And lately it has been a cavalcade of articles about how people aren't drinking as much anymore. Breweries are closing down, filing for Chapter 11. There was an article recently that Anchor Brewing is not going to reopen in San Francisco. It will be reopened in some way, shape, or form, but that is part of San Francisco. It's like there's Fisherman's Wharf and there's Anchor Brewing. It's kind of like part of the fabric of the city. So I'm a little bummed by the fact. Oh, thank you. A little bummed by the fact that it's not coming back. But what is interesting, and this is kind of like what we were talking about with this whiskey, what's happening in the midst of this, let's call it a slowdown in overall drinking, is that some breweries and distilleries are emerging as absolutely fabulous that did not exist or weren't a part of the scene just a few years ago. And some of them are being recognized. And a recent article in VinePair.
Also, I mean, this may be slowing down like as an overall whole, but what about the connoisseurship?
Well, yeah,
so,
sure.
Like the quality of what we're able to get and the variety of what we're able to get also has a lot to do with it. Like, I will spend more money. Instead of buying 2 whiskeys, I'll buy one if it's really good.
And it's really, really good. Yeah, absolutely. And with that as kind of the backdrop, I want to explore some of the breweries that bartenders and beer professionals were polled about and sort of put forth as their picks for the best in what's happening right now in the brew scene.
When you talk about polling bartenders, I just think about someone with a pole pushing them around.
And that works too, especially with Roberto. I don't know if you've noticed that, but that works with him. He will he'll swear in Spanish and then he'll do what you need him to do. But no, the bartenders were polled, and this is what they came up with: a list of 30 outstanding breweries in the United States. So I want to run through these here. Okay.
All right. What do you got?
There's Two Row Brewing in Midvale, Utah.
We've had some.
We have had some of their beers,
quite good.
And as I recall, they were quite good. I don't think I'm familiar with this one, but I want to be. First of all, because I love the city, and second of all, because I love beer. Alvarado Street Brewery in Monterey, California.
Don't know it. Yeah.
There is Beer Keller Brewing Company in Columbia, South Carolina. That one's new to me. Box Lab Brewing Company is in Aguadilla and Old San Juan, Puerto Rico.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, well, I'm planning a trip now. Cheluna Brewing Company in Aurora, Colorado. So many great breweries in Colorado, including Cohesion Brewing Company in Denver. That's another one that's on this list. DeGard Brewing in Tillamook, Oregon, which I've never been to, but that's on my bucket list because I want to be able to say
awesome.
I've been to Tillamook. So when I do, I'll go to DeGard
They make
Brewing
great
Company.
sausages.
Yeah.
And cheeses.
And cheese.
And cheeses, yes, absolutely. Dovetail Brewery in Chicago. I think we've had some
We've had
Dovetail,
Dovetail, yes.
yeah, on the show before, and I recall them being pretty good. Eckhart Beer Company in Brooklyn is on the list. There's so many great and interesting breweries in there. Edmunds Oast Brewing Company. Oast is spelled O-A-S-T. Edmunds Oast.
I don't know if we've had that on here, but that sounds really familiar.
They're in Charleston, South Carolina. If you look at this article on VinePair, it just looks. They have an outdoor picture of this. It just looks so inviting. I'm so down to go and check that place out. There's Fontaflora Brewery in Nebo, North Carolina. We've had Fontaflora brews on the show before, and we have loved them. There's Geisthaus Brewing Company in Sacramento, California. Not familiar with that, but I love the name. Yeah. In Austin, Texas, I've been to a number of breweries in Austin, but I have never been to Meanwhile Brewing Company. With more than 40 breweries in the Austin area, they say choosing a favorite is never easy. But they have a beer called Darlin, which is a crisp lager. I love that. A beer called Darlin.
Hello,
yeah.
Darlin.
I was just in Alexandria, Virginia, but I did not go to Maiza Blendery in Alexandria. There's nearly 10,000 breweries in the United States, and only a handful, the article says, does what Maiza Blendery does. Their medium is mixed fermentation beer, often utilizing fruit and spices, layered and blended with a culinary mindset.
Read many sour ales.
Many sour ales, yeah. Now, we've had beers from these guys before, New Glarus Brewing Company from New Glarus, Wisconsin. We've also, I think, had beers from North Park Beer Company in San Diego, which is pretty cool. I'm always kind of proud of us when we've had beers on the show from one of these breweries that made this list. Pensacola, Florida, Odd Colony Brewing Company. I love Pensacola.
I love the name.
I've never been to Odd Colony, but I want to go. Old 121 Brewhouse in Lakewood, Colorado. That looks fun. Off Color Brewing in Chicago, Illinois. I'm so down for that just from the name. Off Color does so many of my favorite things well. Their best-selling saison is called Apex Predator. I love that. Just anytime they're that creative with the names, I'm so down with it. Other Half Brewing in New York, we've had a number of their beers.
Had a bunch of their stuff.
The great stuff.
I like Other Half and Odd Side are the
from Hood River, Oregon. There's Frem Family Brewers, or as I like to call them, P-Frem.
P-Frem. We've had some of those. They're great.
They are just fantastic. Pint House in Austin.
I have been there.
Yep, I have too, and it's wonderful. Russian River in Santa Rosa, California is worth visiting. And Sierra Nevada made the list from Chico, California, and Mills River, North Carolina. And I've never been to the brewery, but I would love to go. It's just so cool. Spiteful Brewing in Chicago, love the name. Barrington, Illinois, Sundial Brewing and Blending, and the Tenma Beer Project in Oakland, California. And I'm going there just because the picture of the brewmaster here, he just looks like the coolest dude ever.
He looks like the kind of guy you want to have a beer with.
Yeah, you want to have a beer with and then maybe play Dungeons and Dragons and listen to some old Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
That's called geeking out.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Thanks for hanging with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Smoking and Toasting, and
either the 125.2 proof whiskey that we're drinking, has burnt my taste buds, or how should I say, given me a slight amount of palate fatigue.
There you go.
Or I'm really enjoying this whiskey.
We could be all of those things. I was just going to say that during the month of December, we recorded several shows, a bit in advance so we could have a couple of week break across the holidays. There was some traveling involved and stuff. And so I was thinking when we got back together, to get on our regular schedule with this show.
We're getting the band back together, man.
I was just thinking how much I had missed the two of you, but as it turns out, I think I really just missed the whiskey.
The drinking.
The drinking. Yeah. So here we are, and here we go. Want to wrap up this list from Vine Pair.
Wait a second.
And
are you suggesting that you weren't drinking over the holidays?
No, I never said that. Just to be clear. I never said
so you
that.
did miss us.
I did. Wrapping up this list before we get into drinking news, UPP Liquids, the brewery in Bend, Oregon. I've heard of...
That sounds like something a 5-year-old would have someone say.
It was totally named by Bart Simpson.
Yes.
From Lafayette, Colorado, Westbound and Down Brewing Company. We've had a number of their beers on the show, and they have been wonderful. And this may be the best name of all on this list, and I'm going to do my very best to pronounce it. They're in Albany, Vermont, and they are called Wunderkammer Biermanufaktur. Wunderkammer. It ends in an ER. Wunderkammer Biermanufaktur.
That's awesome.
My German isn't great, but there you go. And
I loved that Kraftwerk song.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the end of the list. So they end it with Wunderkammer.
The three people that got that out there, I love you.
Dude, I was at a radio station that actually played that song. Okay?
No, love it.
Yeah, so
love it.
So there you go. Du hast. I don't know what Du hast even means. I just know it sounds so threatening when they say it that I want to run and hide. I want to grab this bottle of Bardstown rye and hide under the sofa.
Run away.
That's
and hide under the sofa. All right, we're going to get to some beer here, but first it's time for the most popular segment on this program. It's a little thing we like to call Drinking News.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
Yeah, had to take that gator to the vet.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. And that pregnant pause was totally not worth it. It did not pay off appropriately, just to say. Well,
wait. Who was that one?
That was me.
Because I was like, I'm not sure that I recognize that one.
No, that was me. Like after watching several episodes of Billy Bob Thornton on Landman, is what that was.
I watched a lot of Bad Santa over the year, but I've been threatening to watch Landman.
We need to scour his category and then pull those words out of his and then stitch them together so that it sounds like Billy Bob Thornton has said
He's
it.
always been a great actor.
You know, like ransom letter style.
If you've never watched Sling Blade, you have to. It's a requirement. Yeah. But his performance on Landman is the most nuanced and awesome I've ever seen him. He's so good. That show is so good. You got to check it out. Well, as we tumble headfirst into a brand new year, there is one last story from the holidays that I feel that I must share with you before we start thinking about Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's. Now, like many of you probably did, I grew up in church. And I remember the Christmas holidays with great fondness. At the small church that I attended back in the day, we'd always do something special to mark and celebrate the Christmas season. There'd be special music, maybe even a special guest speaker, and the yearly performance of something we called the Christmas cantata, which sounds like some sort of fruity Mexican pastry dish.
Yeah.
But the cantata...
Y'all knew cantata from Taco Bell.
Exactly. Darn. Cantatas have a long and rich history dating back to the 17th century. They were initially developed in Italy as a form of secular vocal music, often performed during social gatherings or special occasions. Translation, when people were drunk. However, the genre quickly spread throughout Europe and became an integral part of religious and concert music. Now, at our church, the holiday music presentation consisted of our small choir, for which, by the way, there was zero barrier to membership. And that meant that whether you could actually sing had no bearing whatsoever on whether you were allowed to participate.
Jesus doesn't mind.
Yeah, which Sister Elsie Martin really appreciated, performing a 45 or so minute musical with a few songs that you'd recognize and a whole bunch that you wouldn't. Now, while it was a nice change-up from just hearing another sermon, by the time the third number or so began, likely with the words, in excelsis Deo, most members of the audience sat respectfully and listened while hoping that Mrs. McGillicuddy brought her famous beef stroganoff to the potluck dinner, which would begin immediately in the foyer after the final amen. So I was utterly taken aback to discover that my old church's humble holiday soiree had almost nothing in common with what most mega churches put on for Christmas.
Oh.
These mega celebrations have more similarity to a Cirque du Soleil performance than anything I ever sat through in the holidays of my youth. Actors in full makeup, trapeze performers, singers who could have easily made it to the final rounds on a show like The Voice, lavish sets with everything from custom-built manger scenes to faux hillsides where shepherds witnessed fully costumed angels with wings proclaiming the nativity, to actual live animals populating their herds and gathering around the manger to celebrate the blessed birth. And at many churches, the cost of these lavish productions is actually offset by selling tickets, some of which can range upwards of $70 a piece for good seats.
What? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, for your church cantata. We can only hope, by the way, that this money went to the ministry itself and not into the pockets of the temple money changers known in today's society as Live Nation. But my immediate thought...
They got their piece.
My immediately thought when I discovered that these lavish productions include live animals was, what could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely.
I believe that Live Nation has now trademarked the ticket, and so anytime you buy a ticket for something, they have to have a piece.
They have to have a piece
That's
of
right.
it.
That's right. And a convenience fee.
Yes. It's just so convenient.
Well, the question of what could possibly go wrong with live animals in your church holiday presentation was answered this Christmas by the Champion Forest Baptist Church in Houston, Texas. Which boasts...
I was just up
We're
in that
number one.
I was just up in that area
Yeah.
of town going to Willowbrook Mall here the other day during Christmas time.
They boast the largest holiday church spectacular in town, doing a 6-night run that saw over 30,000 people in attendance, which makes even Taylor Swift a little bit jealous.
Wow. I mean, that's bigger than the Second Baptist or the First Baptist
right.
Church. Wow.
But pageant...
Wait. Houston's.
Yeah.
Don't forget to say Houston's in front of it.
Houston's.
I go to the Ninth
will be
Baptist Church.
corrected.
Trademarked?
Yeah, I go to the Ninth Baptist Church. We're very humble. But pageant officials at Champion Forest had to quickly change their holiday script this year when a woman, seated in one of the pews to enjoy the spectacle, was kicked by a camel that was on its way to pay tribute to the baby in the manger. I don't know if you've ever been kicked by a camel.
Get out of my way. I'm going to pay tribute to the baby Jesus.
Church officials immediately called emergency services and then quickly instituted a policy of no longer walking live animals through the crowd during the show, which seems in hindsight like a really good precaution. The woman in question is said to be recovering nicely, and church officials say...
No, you just put on the ticket, warning.
I want to know...
Warning, live animals may be kicked.
That's literally all you can. Yeah.
Sign
And
a waiver.
You should
Get on
feel
with the show.
You should feel blessed for that as well, because the
You were
camel picked
singled
you.
out.
That was before he went to see the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
You should, but really, seriously, what happened to the camel? I feel like that camel just didn't do it just out of nowhere. Someone slapped it. Someone did something.
Apparently, he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys because he has a better record than the kicker that they have had kicking for them this year. So, yeah.
And that's the joke. That's the end of it. We just took that long walk for that joke.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week. Trust no one. Later.
Trust no one.
The woman in question said to be recovering nicely, and church officials say they've been in continuous contact with her since the camel kick incident. I bet. Anything else you need? You're not going to sue, are you? That story is added to my list of
God is listening.
the most interesting of 2025, although there were a few more that we reported here that are worth some year-end recognition. There's the story of the Jersey man who texted his late-night booty call the romantic message, "Bring your ass,"
Oh, yeah.
but then fell asleep and didn't answer the door.
That doesn't seem to work, by the way.
So the woman set his house on fire. Well, she showed up, and she was disappointed that he was asleep, so she set his house on
I
fire.
remember that one.
There's the Canadian man who is spotted driving 3 miles an hour.
Well, hold on. How much ass was it for her to be that upset? Like, I brought this all the way over here.
Yeah, apparently it took...
It had to be a lot.
Yeah, she had to rent an SUV.
There was effort involved.
Yeah, exactly. There's the Canadian man who was spotted driving 3 miles per hour in a tiny plastic pink Barbie Jeep that he borrowed from his roommate's child to go to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. There's also the Ohio woman.
Did that guy get a ticket?
Yes, he did.
That's hilarious.
There's also the Ohio woman that got stopped by police who approached her car only to find a raccoon in the driver's seat with a meth pipe in his mouth.
Oh, these raccoons last year were getting after it.
It wasn't me, officer. It was the damned raccoon. But by far, my personal favorite drinking news story of the last year was that of, you guessed it, a Florida man. Who was arrested after driving to an Ocala racetrack truck stop and gas station, taking off all of his clothes and then wiping down his truck completely naked, except for the presence of what police described as a black and clear penis pump attached to his manhood.
What could possibly go wrong?
Now, when he was apprehended,
That was the craziest car wash I ever went through.
Was that
I think it was for the church
one
down the street.
receipt for a penis pump.
One receipt. That's not mine, baby. It says Austin Powers on the receipt.
When he was apprehended, the 63-year-old man named Edwin Joseph Claremont IV told
He's like,
that's just funny all by itself, right?
Guys, I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got too fancy of a name to be caught doing that.
He told police that he did nothing wrong, but had been informed that an unknown woman often frequented the racetrack location to have sex with truck drivers. Now, while there had
Those, by the way, are called lot lizards.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. While
Apparently, he thought if he gave information, he would get off.
Well, there had clearly been some drinking before this Florida man decided to carry out his genius plan. But it's not a stretch to think that drug use.
Talking about rocking out with your
with your penis pump out. It's not a stretch to think that drug use was also involved here. And when we reported this story back in May, we realized that though it may have been done with the best of intentions, clearly former First Lady Nancy Reagan's campaign of just say no to drugs was no longer working, if it had ever worked in the first place.
But what about the lesser-known Randy of the Redwoods, just say whoa? Come on, you remember that,
That's
right?
a good one. That's a good one. So, naturally, here at Drinking News, we decided that a snappier, more memorable slogan than just say no was needed for these modern times and was especially needed in Florida. So that was the impetus for what I consider to be 2025's best drinking news top 5 list, which I would like to reprise for you here to start the new year. This was our top 5 slogan suggestions to update Nancy Reagan's Just Say No. Okay? Just say no to drugs, kids.
Yep.
But let's update it. Let's make it cooler. Let's make it resonate. Let's make it now. Top 5 slogan suggestions to update it. Number 5, you truckers want to see more jugs? Not if you're on drugs. Number 4. Number 4, if your meth use isn't brief, that crap will rot your teeth. Number 3, use psilocybin and you'll wind up an old codger. Or even worse, like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Number 2.
I found out the other day that he's still playing.
He's in the playoffs, if you can believe it.
I know.
Number 2, this meth will harm your health, and it won't help you meet a MILF. And the number 1 slogan suggestion to update Nancy Reagan's Just Say No for the current day, number 1, and remember Florida, you'll be sorry later when you're bitten by a gator. Reporting live from Drinking News HQ in Houston, where no Christmas pageant is complete until you've been spit on by a nativity scene llama. See, it's only January. It's only January, and I've already worked the word llama into this segment.
That's a beautiful thing.
Maybe this is going to be a really good year. My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. And damn, this Bardstown,
It just kind of
with just a couple splashes of water.
So good.
Oh, it's wonderful. This is like a bubblegum fantasy with llamas and
You don't have to say no to that, Nancy.
maybe I've said too much. All right, we have another beer to taste. We will do that in our next segment.
Much?
I haven't said enough. We will be right back. It is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Glad to have you guys here. I just wanted to mention, I haven't finished the series yet, but I've been watching 50 Cent's documentary series on Netflix on Diddy. And
It's so petty. I love it.
It is. It's happening. But you know, one of the things that I hadn't thought about until I saw this, they show some footage from him coming out at like the Grammys or the MTV Awards or one of those shows and performing I'll Be Missing You, which is his song that basically uses the Police, Every Breath You Take, and Sting is there. But the reason I brought it up is like, Diddy can't dance. Like he comes out, he's just like
he never could
moving. He's like,
he never could. Even in the videos when they do it, he was just always doing this, just like back and forth with his arms.
It's terrible. Like, I've seen white guys that dance better than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm right here.
Also, whatever happened to Mace?
You're the guy I was thinking of.
Does it talk about Mace?
On the-
and what
yes,
happened to Mace?
yes, he's mentioned it.
Remember the video he did for that song at the beginning of it? There's like the sort of behind the scene footage, and he's telling Jimmy Page how to play.
Oh, that's the
that part.
That's the Diddy Dirty Money clip for.
Yeah, he's telling Jimmy Page
how to play
a part that. By the way,
Cashmere.
Jimmy Page wrote.
Right. Wrote, originated, and recorded originally, and is a freaking classic.
Before Diddy was born.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, the first few years of Diddy's life prove that he could have had a legitimate use for baby oil. That's what the first few life.
Wasn't it Diddy that did that atrocity with Paul McCartney and it was 4 or 5 seconds?
Oh,
that is
yes.
One of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life.
No, it is terrible.
There's literally an acoustic guitar, drum machine, and a synthesizer.
It's no Ebony and Ivory.
Songwriting credits. I'm not joking about this.
It's no Michael
the
Jackson.
songwriting credits on that. Literally, it's an acoustic guitar, a drum machine, and a synthesizer.
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
the songwriting credits have no less than like 13 or 14 people on it.
Oh gosh.
You know,
I'm not joking. It's crazy.
I feel bad for
crap song. That song is so
but
bad.
I feel bad for legit artists like Sting, for example, who like collaborated with him at some point. It's like they've got to be like, I had no idea. I'm so embarrassed. Like, please don't mention me in the documentary. Yeah. But 50 Cent is like, oh no, you're going to be mentioned because 50 Cent, he's relentless.
He's going to mention everybody.
We have a final beer for the show.
50 Cent is beautifully petty.
50 is wonderful. I was not a huge fan of his, and now I am after watching this documentary. We are drinking the Grimm Cinnamon Babka, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a very artistic piece of cinnamon toast there.
Yes.
And I love cinnamon toast, like one of my favorite things in the
Cinnamon
world.
toast as if you were to find it in the Houston Museum of Art.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the Manil collection.
The Manil, yes.
If you want to take it to that other level.
Cinnamon Babka
Where Mick Jagger
is
visits when he's here.
a Babka-style Imperial milk stout brewed with cinnamon, cacao, vanilla, and salt. There's not a single ingredient there that I don't love. So I'm expecting that this is going to be wonderful.
It smells roasty coffee.
Ooh,
it smells cinnamon.
Love the cinnamon.
It smells like your coffee is sitting next to a cinnamon bun.
So these guys at Grimm have a Babka series. This is like one of their signature Imperial stouts, and this is just the one they did with a little bit of a cinnamon twist to it.
Oh, have you sipped this yet?
I know Terry hasn't because I forgot to pass him.
That's right. I've still got some whiskey. I've still got some of the Bardstown. I'm
sitting
fine.
there looking
Terry
at
probably,
me like,
Terry probably doesn't want that. We'll pour that into my glass.
Terry was sitting there looking at me
Okay.
like, I did the puppet
So
thing
I want
for
to talk
you,
about
and you're not even
chocolate mousse silkiness.
Yeah. Oh, this is delicious.
Did you take a sip of that yet?
Oh.
The mouthfeel on this is so amazing.
And it is not actually what I expected. I was expecting a little more of that like roasty and cinnamony vibe, and that's
the
there.
mouthfeel on this
But the
is like
mouthfeel
when
is-
you leave ice cream to melt in your mouth. I mean, this is so decadent and so
Grimm Artisanal Ales. These guys have got it,
good. It is
going.
over roasted coffee beans. It is vanilla. It is. Oh my gosh, that roasted malt on the lips, it just leaves it there. It's so good.
It's an Imperial milk stout, and you get a little bit of that milk stout vibe on the finish. That it's a little creamier, like a milk stout can be.
Oh, the whole mouthfeel on this is like a chocolate mousse that you just let sit in your mouth until it's liquid. Unbelievable.
That is a great stout. That is delicious.
This is literally like when you take a sip of this, it's that moment when you left that malted milk ball in your mouth and it just all disintegrates at once.
Totally.
That's what this is. It's that moment.
I never did that as a kid, not ever.
No one here knows what I'm talking about at all.
Yeah. Wow. But you're totally right. Like there's this certain flavor that the malted milk ball has that's kind of dusty.
Yeah,
best way I can describe it.
And not every malted milk ball will do it, but when you get the one where it just saturates all perfectly together, turns into that. Oh, that's what this is right off the top.
So they did this in collaboration with Meckelberg's Fine Foods and Craft Beer.
My gosh.
Which I'm not sure exactly what that is, but boy, is this good. And it is...
there is a little bit of kind of burnt toastiness to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Like a burnt cinnamon toast
definitely.
almost.
Like they made the cinnamon toast and charred it on
and then
the edges.
in the retro hell, there's almost a raisin kind of note that happens.
Yes.
It kind of brings up like a cinnamon raisin bread kind of thing.
Agreed. And all of it's just delicious. And I will say it's 12%, which means it's 3% less than the beverage of mystery was, which is kind of like.
And that was meant to slam. Maybe we were supposed to slam this.
I don't know, because
that was called.
know.
That was
You
even
know what?
called Slamsies.
I did. It was really good.
I think Terry needs a little more Imperial Stout. Guys, this was a wonderful way to kind of get back into the swing of the shows for this year, and I have enjoyed every freaking second of it. This has been a fun show.
This will be the year of 500.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to hit 500. Do we have any plans for our 500th show? I mean, I've already, spoiled the whole puppet surprise thing. So.
I've got ideas.
Oh, you have ideas?
I have ideas.
Do they involve puppets?
Well, now they do.
Dude, we're going to need a horn section.
They didn't yesterday.
Oh, horn section. I love that.
We're going to need a horn section. We're going to need some...
I actually am thinking of a string guy.
We're going to need some 15 mil industrial garbage bags and some duct tape.
Yeah. Those things I have. String section, not so much. Garbage bags and duct tape. Yeah, I've been at this for a while. So
you have worked in the radio industry.
From watching Dexter, I've learned how far offshore you have to go to dump the body parts. That's all I'll say. Hey, this has been a fun show. Thank you guys so much for being here. On next week's program, we're going to talk about red flags at breweries that should send you running somewhere else.
Like when they have 6 IPAs and no dark beers.
Yeah, that might be one of them. Plus, we'll where are we going to be next week? Are we on location? Or no?
Next week we're here. The week after that we're going to be at For the Culture Brewing.
Oh, I'm very excited about that. All right, so good stuff coming up. It's going to be a great year. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us and our puppets and our madness here. This has been great fun. Final Happy New Year to all of you. And as we like to say, cheers, y'all.
There she goes, there she goes.